In February of 1963, Susie Rotolo, wearing a coat so heavy that she thinks she looked fat, and Bob Dylan, wearing a coat so thin you can tell that he's cold, walked northeast on a slushy Jones Street towards West 4th. If Dylan was looking up instead of down, he could see the Music Inn and Alan Block's sandal shop. The pair, of course, were photographed. The photo shoot is why they were out that day. And the resulting image became one of the most iconic album covers of the 1960s. Because of Dylan's connection to West 4th Street, over the years many have mistakenly assumed that that's where the couple were walking. And fire escapes and parked cars and snow on the ground, pretty much everything in the picture that's not Dylan or Rotolo, generally do little to help identify. But if you look over Susie's left shoulder, the right side of the album cover, you'll see a building that's lighter than the others. This is 9 Jones Street, and there's a very distinctive diamond pattern across the building's facade that appears in similar images from the same photo shoot. And that's why we don't have to depend on 48-year-old memories to determine location. That's how we know they were walking on Jones Street. 161 West 4th Street is really the centerpiece of the Dylan in New York story. Unlike Izzy's, where he hung out and flipped through folk albums, or the Gaslight Cafe or Gertie's Folk City where he played, or one of the countless downtown couches where he crashed for a night or two, this is where Bob Dylan actually lived, his very first New York apartment. He moved here in the fall of 1961, just a few weeks after he signed his first contract with Columbia, and just a few months after he had met Susie Rotolo at a folk radio benefit up at Riverside Church. And when Susie turned 18 that November, she moved in with him. They lived in a small 2-room space on the top floor in the back, facing not West 4th Street, but the alleyway behind 6th Avenue. This apartment is also where Susie learned her boyfriend's real last name, which is certainly an important moment in every relationship. After coming home quite late and quite drunk one night, Dylan spilled the contents of his wallet, and a draft card for Robert Allen Zimmerman dropped to the floor, and the conversation between Bob and Susie soon lost a good amount of its previous playfulness. 50 years ago, the bottom floor of 161 West 4th was home to Bruno's Spaghetti Shop. There was also a pizza place around the corner on 6th Avenue. As Rotolo writes in her memoir, they were constantly surrounded by the smell of overcooked tomato sauce. In the interim, the bottom of 161 has been inhabited by a second-hand shop, a couple of sex shops, including for the last 10 years, Tic-Tac-Toe, a store featuring exotic novelties.
Oh yeah, but it's really people just confirming that he used to live here and how long he lived here. Did we have any contact with him? Does he come back to visit? You know, like no, he doesn't. We wish he did, but no.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you get people, like, people cry, you get people that just really connect to him in a different way.
And this is not exactly where the Red Sea was parted, it's just where the man slept.
Exactly.
So, yeah, okay. We don't have any confirmed miracles.
He was only here for 2 years, you know.
Right.
And then there's the legend that he had the love letters that were found in the wall. It was, you know, that's what kind of, like, staples his, I think it's the fantasy of the passion of Bob Dylan.
I'm seeing your world of people and things. Here paupers and peasants and princes and kings.